There is something here before the first word. Feel that. Not the anticipation of teaching, not the leaning toward content, but was here in the silence before this voice arrived to fill it. That. Most transmissions begin with something being said. This one began already. You felt something in that silence, even if the mind immediately began to explain it away. A quality, a presence, a subtle shift in the texture of awareness. And if something leaned in, that leaning was not yours. Now, we have a very peculiar relationship with silence. We treat it as an absence. The absence of sound, the absence of thought, the absence of activity. Something to be filled as quickly as possible with music, conversation, the endless, helpful noise of a mind that cannot bear to be left alone with itself. And yet, every tradition, every genuine teacher, every text that has survived long enough to matter points at silence as not an absence, but a presence. The most alive thing in any room is the silence. The conversation is happening in it. Think about music, not the notes, the silence between the notes. Remove the silence and you have noise. It is the silence that makes the notes into music. Many understood this. The silence is not the background to the teaching. The silence is the teaching that the words are trying to point at. Kashmir Shaivism, the extraordinary flowering of direct recognition from the mountain valleys of northern India. There's a word for this. Spanda. The divine pulse, the subtle vibration that is the first movement of consciousness before it becomes anything at all. Before sound, before light, before form, before the thought that there is something rather than nothing. Wonder is not the silence in ordinary senses. It is the vibration that silence is made of. The hum beneath the hum, the aliveness beneath the aliveness. Here is what makes this tradition so extraordinarily direct. Spanda is not somewhere else. It is not a state to be achieved through years of practice. It is not reserved for the advanced practitioner who has earned the right to feel it. It is what happens right now in the body, as the very fabric of this present moment. The silence that spoke before the teaching began was Spanda. Consciousness recognizing itself in the space before language arrived to name it. So let us go there now, not as a concept. If they are not already closed, close your eyes. Feel the body not from outside but from inside. The interior space, the lived from quality of simply being in a body right now. Feel the breath, moving without instruction. The body breathing in the world, in and out. No assistance from the thinking mind. Now, beneath the breath, feel the silence. The breath is happening in, not the silence outside, the silence inside. The interior quiet that is always present beneath the surface noise of sensation and thought. Rest there. Not trying to deepen it, not trying to maintain it, not evaluating whether this is the right kind of silence or wrong kind of silence. Just resting in what is already here. Of course, within this video, there is Shaktipat in its most essential nature. It is the moment when Shakti, the living energy of consciousness itself, recognizes itself across the apparent gap between the form and another. There is one awareness, the Shiva, one consciousness, playing both roles simultaneously, the speaker and the listener are two movements in the same ocean. So what is being offered now is not from one person to another. It is consciousness using this moment, this particular configuration, to remind itself of what is. Feel whatever is arising. Heat, tingling, fullness in the chest, a pressure at the crown, a subtle expansion of the boundaries of the body. Perhaps the body is less solid than it appears. Tears arriving without a reason the mind can locate. Stillness so complete it feels like the edge of dissolving. This is the Shakti moving through what has become temporarily quiet enough to feel it, and a state that you are open enough to recognize it. You did not produce this, you received it. The willingness to be still helps you understand. Only in meditation, only in the satsang, only in carefully arranged situations and contexts is perhaps how most transmissions are given. Yet they flow way beyond the practice. Sit with the silence now, for as long as it holds you. Sit in the energy for as long as you wish.